All right, let's try to settle one of the biggest debates in all of competitive gaming. Who are the greatest esports teams of all time?
But hold on, what does greatest even mean here? Are we just talking about who has the most trophies sitting on their shelf, the biggest pile of prize money? Or is it something deeper, something that, changes the game forever?
Yeah, we think it's that last one. See, becoming a true legend, that's about more than just a win streak. It's about owning an entire era. It's about pulling off something nobody thought was possible. Or it's about staying on top for so long it just seems to defy all logic. It's about building a legacy that people talk about years and years later.
So let's kick things off with the giants. The Titans. You know the ones I'm talking about. The teams that were so dominant, so ridiculously good, that they didn't just play the meta, they were the meta. Everyone else, they either had to adapt or they got left behind.
And look, you can't even begin this conversation without talking about T1 in League of Legends. Just look at that number. 5. 5 world championships. I mean, seriously, let that sink in for a second. Most organizations would kill for just one title. T1 has 5. And it's all been built around the one, the only, the undisputed GOAT, Faker.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Their dominance is so absolute. They won back-to-back championships twice, which is insane, that the real debate isn't about who's number one. It's a mad scramble for who gets to be number two.
Now, let's jump over to Counter-Strike, where for a long time, one name reigned supreme: Astralis. This Danish squad wasn't just a team, they were a dynasty. They perfected this methodical, utility-heavy style. So instead of just relying on insane aim, they would literally choke you out of the map with perfectly coordinated smokes and flashes. It was like chess, and for a while there, they were simply untouchable.
Okay, now for a newer game, Valorant. Fnatic didn't mess around. They came into 2023 and just went on an absolute rampage, winning the first 2 massive international events back-to-back. Boom, boom. Just like that, they became the game's first true dynasty and set the standard that every other team is still trying to reach.
You know how chaotic a battle royale is, right? Now imagine trying to win a global championship against almost 50 other teams. It's just pure chaos. Well, Nova Esports in PUBG Mobile did the nearly impossible. They won the whole thing back-to-back in 2020 and 2021, proving they were the undisputed kings.
Okay, so defining an era is one thing, but greatness isn't always about a long, dominant reign. Sometimes it's about one moment, one impossible, brilliant, miraculous run that gets etched into esports history forever.
And for that, you have to talk about OG in Dota 2. I mean, these guys are the masters of the impossible. Picture this. It's 2018. They lose key players right before the international. They have to scramble, put together a new roster, and grind through open qualifiers just to get there. And then they win the whole thing. The ultimate underdog story. But wait, it gets crazier. They came back the next year and did it again. The first and only team to ever win back-to-back TIs. Seriously, that might never happen again.
Speaking of miracle runs, how about TSM at the ALGS 2023 finals? This was just unbelievable. In Apex's match point format, you have to get to 50 points and then win a game. Well, late in the series, TSM was way down in 13th place. They were basically done, toast. But then they won Game 6. Then they won Game 7, surging past the point threshold. And with everything on the line, they won Game 8, a three-peat, to snatch the trophy. You could not write a better script.
And then you've got this story, which is just kind of mind-bending. Zeta Division and Brawl Stars. So they won 3 world championships in a row. That's incredible. But here's the kicker. They did it with 3 completely different rosters. How is that even possible? That's not about one super team of players. That's about an organization that is on another level of genius.
All right, for our last category, we're looking at a different kind of greatness. The greatness of just enduring. In an industry where careers can be brutally short, these are the teams that have stood the test of time.
And when you talk about longevity, you have to talk about OpTic Gaming. For a lot of people, OpTic is Call of Duty Esports. This timeline says it all. Winning huge tournaments in 2011 and still winning massive events over a decade later. Just think of all the different COD games, the new engines, the new players that have come and gone. Through all that change, OpTic has been a constant winning force. That's a legend right there.
You see a similar story over in Mobile Legends with Team Liquid PH. You might remember them as Echo. They've been a powerhouse in what many call the toughest region in the world, the Philippines. They've won everything there is to win, and they're famous for these just brutal 4-0 sweeps in grand finals, leaving absolutely no doubt who's the best.
So, after looking at all these incredible teams, all these different stories, we're right back where we started. What does it really mean to be great in esports?
Well, I think the answer is there isn't just one answer, right? Greatness can be the pure, unstoppable dominance of a team like T1. It can be the fairy tale miracle run of OG. Or it can be the incredible, timeless legacy of a team like OpTic. Each one of these squads took a completely different path, but they all ended up in the same place, the history books.
And that leaves me with one last question for you to chew on. As the talent pool gets deeper and competition gets fiercer every single year, those long eras of one team dominating seem to be getting shorter. So it really makes you wonder, will we ever see another dynasty on the scale of an Astralis or a T1 again? Or have we already witnessed the golden age of the esports gods?